much for tuning into TSMS Radio today. I'm your host, Sasha Marina. And today's segment, we have Let's Talk Business, based on impact landing and a program or a software, I should say, that's a profit enhancer. And all of this is created by the one and only Natasha Davis. Natasha has pursued her master's in business and marketing. Her specialty is helping professionals, whether it be an entrepreneur or an actual company, to create brands that have a lasting impact. Thus, her business name, Impact Branding Consulting. So, without further ado, I would like to have Natasha live on the air and to speak a little bit more about not only her journey in entrepreneurship, but also how she's turned that into just an overall passion, and made it a company. Not only does she make it a company, but now she is somewhat developing a software that's called the Profit Enhancer. So the name alone kind of brings a lot of curiosity to what she has cooking up. So without further ado, again, I have Natasha Davis live with us here on TSMS Radio. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to sharing some knowledge and with your listeners. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. I appreciate your time, sweetie. So, Natasha, you've had a very long journey as a professional. You didn't start off, just being an entrepreneur or a consultant or, just a passion for branding overall. You actually worked in the medical field. How did that whole transition even happen?
That is an interesting question. So what I will share with you is that I definitely knew that I wanted to be in the medical field and I wanted to be a registered nurse and I wanted to work in emergency care. I knew that and I went to school for that and got my degree. And a couple of years in, maybe about 7 or 8 years into nursing, I started to get this buzz for something else, and I got a palate for business and process improvement and strategic planning and training and development, and I thought that was a part of the nursing world, but over time I started realizing that I felt incomplete and I felt like I wasn't fulfilling my true purpose, my true why. And 10 years in to nursing, I was fighting with that whole piece and I felt very empty. Yet even though I was saving people's lives and helping a lot of people, I still felt empty and incomplete. And it was at that point that I realized I wasn't using all of my talents and my gifts, that nursing was just a stepping stone for me to get to the next level for my journey on this earth.
That's amazing because the more I understand your words and what you're telling me, it sounds very similar to what my mom is going through right now. She's been a cardiology tech for many years. She started being an echo tech or whatever. It's just medical field mumbo jumbo. So she's worked in the industry for many years, but she just has this passion for entertainment, and she loves dance and she loves music and she loves covering events, and that's just her passion. She loves being in the limelight. Mm-hmm. So now she's looking for that bridge where she can feel secure enough to let go of that medical field to pursue her second, her second life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've actually accomplished that.
Totally do it. Exactly. And your mom should go for it whenever you're at a point where you realize I feel so incomplete, I feel empty. You really do have to stop and think, why is it that I feel empty? And the thing that I do want to say, sometimes it's not always business ownership. It may be a change in career. It may be a change in a pathway. You just never know. But anyone who's listening right now, if you feel like you're doing something and you're incomplete and you're not whole and you feel empty, you feel like, what am I doing? This is not even my purpose. I don't feel like I'm fulfilling anything. You really need to stop and explore what's your passion and how can you fulfill that passion. And keep in mind, it may not be business. It honestly may not be. It may be a change in industry, a change in career path. You just never know. But, have the courage to step out and explore what it will feel like to live your why. It's the best thing in the world.
Definitely. So that right there is an impactful message coming from you. Let's talk more about your company, Impact Branding.
Yes, yes.
I mean, where did that passion come about? And, how did you go about just actually helping people? Not only, I mean, it's a service, of course, it should be
Mhm.
resourceful, whatever, but you actually help people in the process.
Yes, so I'll share with you that you're absolutely right. I love what I do. As a nurse, I was saving lives, and now as a brand strategist, I save companies. And it's something that I take very seriously, very passionate about. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. Even on my hardest days, I 100% love what I do. And so Impact Branding Consulting is a brand development and management company. And what we do is we do the strategic planning side and the training and development aspect of branding. We also make sure that our companies understand what branding really is and how it can be applied, because unfortunately in today's world, people don't really understand what branding is and how it can be applied, especially smaller companies and medium-sized companies have a little bit of a disadvantage because there is a lack of understanding of what branding is and how it's actually used to not only mobilize a company, but also to really drive profit margins for companies.
Okay. So, I mean, in general, branding is great. It not only for big companies that you see everywhere. Obviously, those people have the capital to have commercials and billboards and stuff, but it's very important also for the small business owner. Now, what do you recommend for the small business owner that's just starting and, they're kind of on a budget? What is I guess, if you were to put your pennies in the best part of branding in your company, what would you target? Would it be social media? Would it be Google? What would you recommend as a consultant?
Absolutely, and that's a great question that you asked. So one thing I'll kind of clear up with is what everyone accidentally and mistakenly does is they think that branding is marketing, and the social media, the Google ads, that's a form of marketing. So if you're going to spend money, and the first thing I always say, if you're going to spend money, take time to give your brand an identity before you begin to market or advertise. So stop for 1 second, guys, and I want y'all to think about this. First, it's branding, then it's marketing, then it's advertising. A lot of times, especially as a startup company, what does everyone jump to? They jump straight to advertising and marketing. Here's where the key is. Branding has to come from a place within. So branding comes from that spot of who are we? What do we stand for? What is our message? Do we even know who our target audience is? Where does our target audience reside? How will we speak to them? Not where will I speak to them, but how will I speak to them in terms of what am I going to say to them? Content strategy. So branding is strategy, and if I knew what I knew now when I started my company, I would have spent my dollars, my little bit of dollars, because I didn't have enough to, I didn't have a big massive budget when I started my company either. I would have spent my
Of course.
money getting strategy down packed first, understanding my processes, understanding my systems. I would have gotten the help I needed up front to get a clear picture of who are we before we started positioning ourselves out. Because what happens is when companies, small, startup, large, when they don't spend time in understanding who they are as a company, what their identity is, the marketplace will narrate the conversation. And what you don't want is the marketplace to narrate. You need to put the narrative out as the company. This is who we are. This is what we stand for. This is what we represent. This is the promise that we make. That has to be the upfront. And I promise a lot of times it is so much more cost effective than going the opposite way, which people are doing now. It saves money, it saves resources, and it saves a lot of time. I like to say, think of it like this: measure twice, then cut once. Don't make the cut and then you want to measure, because you're going to have a problem, right? Because you've already cut it off. So you measure twice,
Definitely.
you cut once.
Wonderful. So, in regards to your company Impact Branding, where can they, you know, purchase your services or consult with you in behalf of their business?
Yeah, I always invite people before you jump in with any company, have a little power chat, like have a conversation. That's something that I always recommend. Have a power chat with me, anyone on my team, to find out what we do and align it with what you need. And you can go to our website. That's www.impactbrandingconsulting.org. That's impactbrandingconsulting.org. And when you get there, you can read up about who we are. You can research us, and you can also request a power chat. And that is just a quick conversation so we can get to know each other and we can explore if we're even a good fit. Because that's something that I will also say. Not every consulting firm is a good fit for everyone. You have to find out first, does this firm fit with me where I need to be and where I'm going? And it's not about necessarily the dollar. It's about the process. It's about the beliefs, the mission, the vision, the morals. Knowing, will this company take me where I want to go? Or do they even hear me? Because sometimes firms don't even hear their client. They really don't. And we have to hear our clients.
Definitely, definitely. I also want to transition into your publishing experience, being an author to your book, Get Grounded and Stay Grounded. How, from all your experience, and just in the professional field and now, and, as a CEO of Impact Branding, how do you even have time to write a book? And, how long did that take? And, what was your feedback in regards to your followers with this book?
Absolutely. And, Get Grounded, Stay Grounded was book 1, and book number 2 is Be Unleashed, which is Unleash Your Millionaire Mindset and Build Your Brand. And we're working, I'm actually working on book 3. It's called It's Okay to Become in quotations, a B, which is a brand. And so book 3 will be released in a few short months. But one of the things that I find, and I actually write my own content. I don't have a ghostwriter. Some people do. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, I know for me, I like to write from the heart. I write as if I'm sitting down with someone and I'm talking to one person. So my publishing is me talking to a person. So I want to get down to the root. If I'm sitting here talking to someone, what is it that they want to know? What's their pain points? How can I answer it for them? So my published literature really comes from a place of answering questions and giving specific how-to steps of how do I get from point A to point B. So I published my first book, Get Grounded, Stay Grounded, and that was from a place of personal development and for personal branding. And so I wanted to talk to someone, if I was talking to someone, hey, this is what I'm going through, here's where I am. The second book, Unleash Your Millionaire Mindset and Build Your Brand, comes from a place of business branding and business elevation, right? So I had to write a book like as if I was talking to someone who was saying, listen, I'm feeling stuck. I need to understand what to do with my business. I don't know about systems. Tell me something. Show me. Walk me through it. Hold my hand. So Be Unleashed talks about that. And book 3 will be published, and then y'all will get to hear about what's going to happen in book 3.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I congratulate you for all those achievements. And I'm pretty sure you're always going to have something to teach people because you as yourself, you're always going to be evolving and learning new things, So, I mean, there's always something that that you're probably going to be able to write about. So now the main reason of our interview, you have this software that's called the Profit Enhancer. I mean, I'm very curious. What is this about?
Oh my gosh, it's one of the things that I'm super proud of because the first thing is I am not a software developer by trade. I'm a problem solver. I'm a strategist, right? And so at the time in the consulting, as I was consulting, I was finding a lot of problems that I was coming up upon as a consultant. And I was like, if I could just get this figured out or fixed in the beginning, it would make my life easier. So to be honest, when I developed this particular tool, it was designed to help me to be better and to serve my clients better and to run my company even more efficiently and more better. And a couple of years in, I realized, I said, my goodness, I could actually help the whole entire consulting industry if I just license it to them. This could not only help their company, but it can help their clients. And so the Profit Enhancer is a predictive model tool that provides detailed evaluation of a business and of the client. And it's designed so that the consultant can see into a company's business before they even accept the client. And then the second thing it does is it helps the client to see what are the specific gaps for the client. So now as a consultant, I know exactly what is specifically wrong. So I have removed the guesswork out of consulting. Truth be told, and some people may disagree and some people may send me nasty grams because I'm going to let the cat out the bag. Consulting historically has been a place of guesstimation. It's been guesswork. And that's why sometimes consultants have gotten a bad rap, because consultants have been expected to get results very quickly with very minimal amount of information or inaccurate information. And so though as a consultant I had the expertise and other consultants have an area of expertise, the piece of the puzzle that was missing was accurate information, accurate and sufficient information. The Profit Enhancer now takes care of that. So as a consultant, not only can I get a window in and I can see exactly what's wrong, I can go straight to the problem. See, that's where my emergency nurse hat came in. I need to find the problem and find it really fast, and I need to stop this hemorrhage. As a consultant, the Profit Enhancer stops the hemorrhaging. We got to find the source of the hemorrhage, and we have to stop the hemorrhaging because we have to save this company, which is the same equivalent to saving the life. And so what it does is, again, it empowers the consultant to now effectively look at a client and say, you know what, either I'm going to qualify or disqualify this client. Then the second thing it does is that it shows me exactly where the performance gaps are, as opposed to guessing my way to it. Guessing takes a lot of time. It also pulls a lot of money. That's why consultants come up and they're like, we either have went over the budget or we need more time. This takes that away.
That definitely just brings a different level of consulting. You know, not only is your client technically getting more for his money because you guys are getting right to the point, but you are also just like, you know, it's just better for you as a consultant overall just to kind of have all those like hard facts in front of you versus just guessing on what's going to happen next quarter.
Exactly.
So,
There's no more guessing.
No more guessing. And how has this taken off for you so far? Is this like a software that you are selling right now? How does that work? Are any other marketing companies, do they have access to purchasing this, or is this exclusive to your brand?
No, we're licensing out the Profit Enhancer. We actually just completed our first, it's called a UAT, User Acceptance Test, which is like a beta test.
Yeah.
And so we just completed our UAT, and we had a room full of consultants that were testing it and playing with it. They were doing real live assessments on clients and getting a real live score. And they were making decisions like, wow, I would totally use this to serve my clients and make sure my company is efficient. And so we just completed our UAT, and we are in the process of applying some of those adjustments so that we can improve it, and we're releasing it for licensing in Q3. And so, yes, we are actually accepting requests to be a part of the first 100 because we're releasing it to the first 100 consultants when we license it out to the first 100 consultants. And our first 100 is what we call our early adopters. And our early adopters are not only going to get the best and the lowest licensing price that this software will ever be, but they're going to be the one that's going to also shape the way that this software evolves. One of the things that I'm fully aware of is that we have to get this in the hands of other consultants so that we can see how we can tweak it to customize it to each industry. The Profit Enhancer will be customized to industries. So if we have a consultant that specifically works with let's say education, we'll have a Profit Enhancer for academia. If there's a consultant that works primarily in the food and beverage industry, like restaurants, it'll be Profit Enhancer for restaurants, Profit Enhancer for HR, Profit Enhancer for consulting, Profit Enhancer for authors. So it's going to be able to have, over time, then within the next 4 or 5 years, the Profit Enhancer will have dedicated versions for certain industries. And that's why we need our top 100 our early adopters, so that they can license it. We have a diverse industries, so we can now shape the Profit Enhancer truly to be the benchmark and to be the light for the consulting industry. We have to bring back credibility into consulting and efficiency into consulting, because that's why people hire consultants, to get what? Results. Solve the problem, find what's wrong, solve the problem, and get the results, so our company can be more efficient.
I mean, this all just sounds to me very, very revolutionary. Like it could just change the industry so much. I mean, just as much as like kind of QuickBooks changed the game in softwaring and
Yes,
bookkeeping.
yes,
It sounds very similar to that,
exactly,
because you're gonna have something for every industry. So I mean,
exactly.
I applaud you for that. I know it takes a lot of manpower and most importantly, brain power. So I'm sure that you have a
Yes.
great team to assist you with this, and I'm just excited to see this going for you. So you said quarter 3, so towards the end of the year?
Yes, yes. Towards the end of the year, we'll release it, and I will definitely make sure that you get be a part of the announcement of you'll get the announcement when it's officially released, and you can
Yeah.
share it with your listeners as well. We'll make sure you're on the list to be first notified of the release, so you can share it with your listeners. We're really proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my team. I really couldn't have done it. My software developer, Nate Jones. I have my customer service. It's about customer experience, Wes Walters, who says we have to build this so that we have a good customer experience. I have my IT support, Dirk Christiani. I really could not absolutely do this without them. I came up with the concept. I was blessed with the idea, but I have a great team that helped to bring it to light and to fruition. And so as a team, we're all excited about the Profit Enhancer, what it's doing, and how it will continue to, like you said, revolutionize the consulting industry.
That's beautiful. Well, Natasha, I really appreciate, all the information that you've given us today. It's definitely well appreciated, because you are a professional. You're someone that, girl, you charge for your time. So the fact that you're here speaking to me and, our listeners are actually learning and getting to know, all in all, that business is just, possible from every angle. That's why I decided to create this segment,
Right.
Let's Talk Business, because whatever your passion is, you can turn it into a business. People make businesses out of anything. I've had photographers. I've had, anything, shoes, just, makeup. Makeup took over.
Yes.
Like every lady wants to make her own lip gloss brand, or your own nail polish or a hair brand. So I think
Yes.
that business is, a gift that was given to people that if you can, I guess, tackle it the right way, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
having maybe the money or the resources to hire a consultant and, make the right branding and target your right demographic, you could be a success. So
Yes.
again, I
Thank you.
appreciate you. I congratulate you for everything that you are achieving, not only in your business, but also, with the Profit Enhancer software and such. And yeah, I look
Thank
forward
you.
to hearing more from you and seeing you through the social media, all your accomplishments.
Thank you so much. It has really been an honor to share this evening with you. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and I really hope that something I've said tonight has been a blessing and an eye-opener to your listeners. I look forward to coming back. And, yes, if anyone wants to have a power chat, please don't hesitate. Visit me online, impactbrandingconsulting.org. Let me know. Let's have a conversation. Everything starts with a conversation.
Definitely, definitely. And even with conversation, you can tell if you connect with that person or not, you know? Because
Absolutely.
if you can't connect with your
Absolutely.
consultant, you can't really expect much consulting to be done. So, yeah, conversations are
No,
very important.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
You take care. Have a great night.
You too.
Alrighty, so that was Natasha Davis. Feel free to go onto her website, Natasha Davis visionary.com. Also on Facebook, her company, Impact Branding Consulting. You can also find her on Instagram by her company's name as well, Impact Branding Consulting. And yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I mean, I hope you learned something. And tune in this Thursday for our Entertainment Life segment. I have Kristen Karma out of Canada. She will be talking about her projects this year and her latest album that actually dropped, I believe, April 1st. So she'll be speaking about that and what she has going on. So feel free to tune in here with us again. Remember that you could also download our show on Spotify. We're available on Spotify now. iTunes, we've always been there. I mean, Stitcher Radio, pretty much any podcast platform that you might listen to, you can download us on. So, yeah, thank you all so much, and bye-bye.